is an example of a student that was looking for the perfect gray. And remember I said make as many grays as you can. And now looking at the sheet, we can see her blues, her blue-greens. We could see the yellows over here. We could see some really good grays with that. We could see the reds over here. We could see a green over there, green over here. Look at greens over here. We look at all of these. So she's on the right track. In some cases, we could see where the value is too dark. But what she's done is she's able to edit already swatches that she might be able to work with. She didn't have to go that far. As a matter of fact, all I need you to do was to lay them out and go like, that's the one I'm gonna choose, and to cut it and then bring it, okay? So that's fine to do that because you're gonna do it in a little bit. So your project, your assignment over the Thanksgiving break is to mass produce swatches. I want you to produce all of the hues in gray at 50%. Every time you do a job, I want you to, a page, leave them out, put it on the floor so that you could gauge and you can go, whoa, I've got too many oranges here. Let me go get some blues. I've got too many blues. I don't have any green showing. Let me be able to fill that concept of all of the hue circle in gray, representing all of the hues there, okay? You should have, when you come back, should have a stack about this thick of nothing but sheets. Painted sheets that look like this. Make sure that they're not too scratchy. The consistency looks good here. The painting swatches look very good here. Use the full width of the page. When you come back, I'm going to ask you to lay out all of your swatches on the floor. And I'm not kidding, but one student will should take up about this big space on the floor. And then another student will be over there, another student will be over here, and we're going to critique them. And what's going to happen is that you're going to look at your swatches and you're going to look at your neighbors and you're going to go like, oh my God, I have clearly missed the blues that this student has over here, or this student's obviously too light and I'm too dark. But this student, you're going to be able to see them in context to others, okay? Which is why you want to mass produce. The reason why mass production is critical is because all I need you, my analogy is like if I were to get you to ride a bike every day and ultimately riding that bike every day as a regiment is not only going to help you lose weight, it's going to make you feel better, it's going to build muscle on you, and you're going to be living a lot healthier, and it's through that regimen of doing. Mass producing these swatches is exactly like that. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be establishing an intuitive sense of mixing, of being able to get these to work with the mind, to work with the heart, and to work with the hand, and to mass produce them out. Keep in mind, every time you make, and even if something like this clearly can't be used, she's too far out, it's a perfect color because it's registering in her head, a catalog, a color catalog. So everything that you do is not going to waste. Very few, only the choice grays are going to be used for your composition, but we've got to be able to edit them out, pull out the good ones. So if this were like a huge presentation of sheets, we would be pulling this sheet. We'd be pulling one or two from this sheet, none of this sheet, maybe that one, maybe that one, so we're going to be able to, and you could make as many as you want, just make sure you got a full representation of hue. Does that make sense? Mass produce. You produced maybe on an average four or five sheets. That was good for one swatch. Now I want lots and lots of swatches because you're going to use these swatches to cut, to glue, and to create collages with, okay? That's why you're making the swatches. You're just not making, that's why they have to be good, solid, consistent swatches because you're going to edit them, you're going to cut them, and you're going to make them into a composition. And we're going to get to that when you get back from fall break. Clear? We're good.